Hello and welcome. We are here today and we are doing a speed build. Yeah. And we are in currently Evergreen Harbour and we are on Canal Corner. And today we are doing a limited pack build of base game and eco lifestyle only. As we are in the eco lifestyle world, that made sense to me. So yeah, I'm excited. I actually really love a lot of the eco lifestyle stuff, and I love that it's cheap as well. That's a bonus, particularly if you want to keep the costs down on your house. So yeah, I think that's kind of perfect. So yeah, it's one of my favorite packs actually. So yeah, I'm excited to build with it. I don't often do just like a plain I guess eco lifestyle house by its on its lonesome. So this is going to be nice and fun, and I'm just working out how we're going to sit on the outside and how that's all going to look. So just playing around a little bit really at this point in time and seeing how it's all going to play out. And I'm going for quite a modern look in this build, so we're going to have a mix of the triangle style roof and as well as the flat roofs as well. There is one thing that I do actually change post build, so I'll show you that when we do the tour, because there's one thing I just wanted to tweak a little bit. It's not a major change, but it is a tweak, that's for sure. So we've got some of that lovely eco it's not tiling, but wood panels, that's the word I'm going for. Wood panels to go on the outside in the main part of the building there. And I'm just working out what colour we're going to do the roofing. And I actually think I ended up doing a couple of different colours on the flat roofing that we ended up with, and then obviously a different colour again on the triangle roofing, and using sort of different textures. I definitely wanted to do different textures in this build because I thought that really suited the vibe of the area, having those different textures of wood and keeping it to sort of natural shades as well. I thought that was quite important for the area too, just keeping it quite natural in that sort of way. So it's all going to be quite a lot of browns and wood tones, which makes very good sense for an eco living build. So that's me just checking how it looks from the front, from the camera sort of angle and that sort of thing, and making sure that I was building it the front area to the right side, because sometimes you can build on lots and you think this is going to be the front area, and then you sort of go to save it and you're like, oh no, it's kind of the front area is around the other side. So not a lot of lots like that, but there is the occasional lot where it is kind of like on a funny side, and you just have to check them. So I check them. I've learned that the hard way, because particularly if you're building to the lot and it's like a rectangle or something, you can't just turn it. If it's a square lot, fine, but if more than often than not, it's going to be a rectangle lot, right? And if you're building around the lot and that sort of thing, you have to redo the whole of the landscaping. Sometimes the whole layout of the house doesn't work, and that sort of thing. So you got to be careful with that. That can be problematic. So make sure you check that. If you don't, you should, because good old Velvet's been caught out with that one on occasion. So yeah, it was annoying, and yeah, so I do check it. And right, so we're getting there in terms of the colour and the shape of the house. I think we're just about there with that. So just building that out a little bit more at the back. And I mean, it's a really small lot, this one. So I mean, there's not going to be a lot of backyard space or anything like that. So it is what it is. But I think we get a lot out of the space. It's not like it's going to be a towering tower of bedrooms or anything like that. But I think we get quite a good size house out of the space that we had. So I was happy with that. And I think we're just about there with the colours. I'm just working out what we're going to do with the foundation. So I ended up going with the grey, because obviously grey goes quite well with the earthy tones of the house. So we've got the light browns and the darker browns, and then a bit of grey brick there as well, and and a little bit of brown wood on the decking too. So at this stage, I'm just working out what colour and style of windows and doors we're going to use. So I've gone with a sliding door at this stage in a darker brown. I don't remember if I keep it or not. And just putting in those lovely eco-living wall decorations. I don't know what they're called, slats, that's the word I'm going for. It is easier if you build like a wall, put the slats up and then delete the wall, but I didn't know about that particular trick at this time when I built this. This is actually a bit of an older build for me that I built a little while ago and just haven't gotten around to doing anything with. And I actually looked at it again, I was like, oh, actually this is quite a cute little build. So yeah, so I still need to decide on the windows that I'm using. So I won't be able to use the big glass windows all the way around, I don't think, because of the platform, although maybe it's okay. And I still need to do the triangle part of the roof as well and fix that, but that's okay. I think we're getting pretty close to being happy with how that's all going to sit on the outside. I'm just using the Eco Living little grassy type planters there on the edge of the balcony area. So that kind of, instead of using a fence, I decided to use like the wall dividers, and not the wall dividers, the slat wall thingies, and also just that little grass planter. And I'm just having a play with the idea of doing like a more formal garden. Like I didn't do like a lot of abundant gardening as such, which I quite often do. If you've seen any of my other builds, I do like to go abundant on the old garden sense, but I didn't feel like that kind of fit this particular build, so I didn't go that direction with this one. I'm just playing with the idea of having like a little sectioned off seating area, and just like a really simple garden section there as well, but how I had it wasn't quite working. I thought it was kind of not quite the right size, so yeah, I'm just playing around a little bit more. I ended up going for like a little sunken space, and again wasn't super happy with that. So went for an enlarged bush. Yeah, I was happy with that, so that one actually sticks. And finally, just doing the roof there, I actually went with the eco roofing. I actually really like that roofing. I think A, it looks good, and B, I think you get like some energy production with that as well, so bonus, I think. And it has to be, I mean, it's an eco house, so you've got to have a bit of green gardening there, don't you, really? So we're putting in the wall planter, and I think that's a bee box. It's either a bee box or an insect box, you know, I can never tell those apart. And doing the wall planters and just like a little garden nook in the backyard. I mean, there's not a lot of yard space, but I thought like a little garden nook would be kind of perfect for this area. And then going through to the rubbish area. I should really have had like a dumpster there, because I mean, dumpster diving is a big part of the eco living experience, but they are also quite large and the lot is quite small, so I think I just went with a smaller bin on this particular instance. Okay, so what else have we got to do on the outside? So I'm putting some furniture out there. I mean, we've got to have somewhere to sit, don't we? And some more pretty garden stuff, you know, my classic daisies around the base of the tree. And a little bit of a garden around the back, just to fill that space. And I went with multicolours there on that one. It's not a big garden space, but it just kind of satisfied my little urge to have a pretty garden somewhere, because I can't help myself. Even though I didn't want to do too much in the way of gardening in this particular one, even though it kind of makes sense for eco living to have a lot of greenery. Yeah, it's not a big enough lot to really go wild on that. So I'm just creating like a little dining nook here, around behind the wall. The wall slats. Is there a better word for that? Because I don't know it. Anyway, so like a little barbecue area around the back, and I think we're just about done around the front as well. I just looking at greenery planters, flowers for around the front, and yeah, I think that worked. So that's quite cool. So yeah, I think that's the outside about done. Yay, hey. And a bit of brown around the bottom of the gardens, makes sense. Okay, so let's go inside. So just working out the floor plan for inside. So upstairs we are going to have, what's that one? I think 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms total. So yeah, stairs, I was just working out how and where they were going to sit. Stairs can be tricky, obviously, but working them on an angle actually ended up, while it takes up a little bit more space, which isn't ideal, having them on the angle actually ended up working out better for the layout of the house. So just shifting around the windows a little bit to work out the bedrooms. So we've got 1 bedroom off to the side there, and we've got a bathroom going in the middle, and the 2nd bedroom off to the other side. And I'm just drawing around the stairs. So the 2nd bathroom is going to be downstairs behind the stairs, which is a classic move for me. So yeah, so just working out the rest of the floor plan and how that's all going to work. We're just going to work on the upstairs area, I think, first. So just getting in some lighting, always important. And once again, I'm using one of my favorites, which is the base game circular lighting, because I know it doesn't get in the way of the Sims as they're walking around. Although I do like the low hanging eco lighting, so maybe I use that above the dining table. That seems like I would do something. It's where I often use it. So just getting in the bathroom at this stage, just a little basic bathroom with a shower, toilet and sink, and using the eco living set that works with that. And then we've got a bed, a single room up here, so it's just going to have I mean, it's not a big room, so it's just going to have the basics in there. A nice dresser, mirror, the bed, some bits and pieces on the dresser. And I did have a look at the curtains as well. So I went with the Eco Living curtains, which I actually really like. I love those curtains. And the fact that you get like a pattern with those as well, which is nice. So different patterns and stuff too. Just putting in a easel. So we've got like a little hobby centre in the room too. So it's a nice little money maker. But the wider curtains look silly there, so I just went with the blind, and I think that worked. And I actually really like how the yellow in those curtains is carried through onto the bed. So I think that's quite neat with the blue and the yellow. So I was like really happy with how pretty that room was. And I used some of the wall panels from Eco Living with the bit of the touch of the blue through it. So I thought that worked really nicely with that particular room. And going into the bathroom, because there's some blue on the Eco Living bathroom set with the grey and the blue, I went with blue and grey in the bathroom because that kind of matched and made sense. And just getting up some more wallpaper throughout the house. So I'm using a more grey in the common areas of the house, and then using the brown in the master bedroom up here. So it actually is the master bedroom that I do change a little bit at the end of the build. So I extend it out by 1, so there's space on either side of the bed, so it's accessible for woohooing. Because if it's a double bed, it should be accessible for woohooing, right? So yeah, so I decided that we needed a teeny tiny little bit more space in the bedroom for woohooing. So yeah, so that is the thing that changes at the end of the build. So we'll have a wee look at that when we tour the house very quickly at the end of the build. Yeah, so I think that's just about our upstairs area, and so let's head downstairs and see what we do there. Just adjusting a few little things. Oh, putting some artwork up. Obviously, we need a little bit of artwork to brighten the house. So now, what do we do where? I think we have... Oh, I'm just changing the lighting around. Oh, I decided to go with the eco lighting, that's right. Neat. I like that eco lighting. It's like the island living lighting as well. It's very similar to this eco lighting, just like a different sort of shape to the outside of it. So, yeah. Those are two of my favourite hanging lights that I use all the time, because I know that they don't get in the way, so I'm confident with those, but I have a lack of confidence with some of the other lighting, so that's probably why I don't use it. It's just the way I am. So we just got a little kitchen nook here in the corner off to the right of the building. Is it the right? Yes, it's the right. A bit turned around, but I'm pretty sure that's the right. So it's a pretty simple kitchen. We're just going to have the corner going in there, a little breakfast bar, and I ended up just doing the cornery corner of the breakfast bar there. So I think that's it's not a big kitchen, but I think you've got a decent amount of space in there, which is fine. I mean, it's more than enough for a 2-bedroom home, I think. Just putting in the rubbish bin there, which is going to be an essential, and working out what we're going to do with the kitchen windows. And I really liked having the eco living windows that stick out in the kitchen, because those actually can sit stuff on it, which I don't know if I ever had noticed before, or if I had, I've forgotten. One of the two. But what am I doing? I think I'm just playing around with the windows at this stage. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. I was changing it out for the eco windows. So I decided it would be quite funky to have like some angles and stuff sticking out around the place. So yeah, that's what I did. Just thought it'd be like, you know, something a little bit different from just having, you know, the big plain pane windows. Why not having the ones with the angle sticking out? You just have to watch where you put those, because it can't be in tight spots or spots where you have like a bench or something underneath where you want to sit on it, because it blocks it. So yeah, I also discovered that the hard way. Like if you have a rubbish bin under one of those windows, it's just like, why aren't they using the rubbish bin? They just can't get to it. Yeah, that's why, because if it's sitting under one of those windows, so yeah, it's not working properly. So just be aware of that. But other than that, though, I actually quite like those windows. I just think they add a little bit more dimension to the outside of the house, which I think is cool. And as you can see there, just off from the kitchen, we've got our really nice long dining area. So there's lots of space for dining in case they want to do some entertaining. And I think that, yeah, I think that actually it's a really nice table. I like that one. I mean, I'm more into square tables, but there are none in the game. So I guess rectangle tables it is. Okay, and then we're going through to the living area. We actually got quite a large living area in this build. I'm just playing with the idea of, yeah, whether or not we have that garden seating out the front, but that's what we ended up with. Yeah, so we had quite a large living room. So just going with the burlap style lounge suite. I can't get the words out. But as you can see, it sort of made sense to extend that wall, because that was the only way it was going to be centered with a 3-seater couch. And the 3-seater couch, I think, looked better there than the 2-seater couch. So voila, that's what I went with. And I think it actually ended up looking pretty good. Could probably lower that TV, but oh yeah, there we go. Maybe a little bit. And I'm going to put like a little study nook in the corner there, because I think that's a good little nook for that. And yeah, I think we did pretty well with the space. And we've got a lovely 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and we've got like a living area. We've got a nice kitchen, dining, a little study nook, and I think a really good sized lounge. We're putting in a chess set there. Yay! That's nice and practical. We can get our logic up there. Yay, hey. And actually, I think that dark furniture actually worked quite nicely in that area. Just mixed it up a little bit. You know, all those lovely wood tones are really pretty. I would probably love to have a lot of, if I don't go bright colours, I'd go wood tones. So that's my sort of my two things that I really love: bright colours and wood tones. So that works for me. So look, I think we're close to finish now. I mean, I think it's come together nicely. We've just got like the little bathroom corner here. So with eco living, obviously we don't have the small shower, so I think that'll just be a toilet and sink, given the size of it, because you just need that extra space if you want to put in a shower as well, a proper big shower, that is. So yeah, so just getting in the eco living bathroom stuff. I'm losing track of my words. Oh dear, oh dear. And we're just getting in our bathroom, our kitchen clutter as well. And this is where I was like, oh, I can put stuff on that window. That's perfect. So that's what I did. I mean, there's not a lot of bench space, so why not use the fabulous window space to put your clutter on? I mean, that's great. I love it. I'm down with that. So yeah, I was really happy with how all this turned out. And look, we've got some wall clutter there as well with the pots and pans. And that's expensive, but it is a nice little bit of wall clutter. And yeah, we've got a little nook here. So I'm just I just consider this like a little reading sitting nook with the planters on the eco style. So yeah, that's it. Let's take a wee look at what we did. A tour, if you will. So we've got the different types of roofs. So we've got a couple of different colours there in the, well, actually about 3 or 4 different colours in the roofs, which I think is really cool. And as you can see, we've got the bedroom on the side poking out. So that is the thing that I changed. And I've got a couple of columns running underneath. So it's not a huge change, but it did make a difference to the bedroom and how that looked. I will need to check if I fixed the curtains, however, but I think I did. So we've got the lovely bedroom and the master bedroom, and we've got into the smaller single bedroom, into the bathroom, into the the dining and the kitchen, and into the living area. I just think it's lovely with all the wood tones, so I was really happy about that. So don't forget to subscribe, and remember, this is going to be up on the gallery, VelvettB. You can find me on TikTok, VelvettB, Twitter, VelvettBYT, Pinterest, VelvettB Sims, and YouTube. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!